dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs
What up,
you.
y'all? It's Kane, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. This is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about SmackDown, December 19th, 2025. And Hershey, PA, with Wade and Joe on commentary. That kind of threw me off. I was waiting to hear Cole's lovely voice and Graves' lovely voice. But no, Wade and Joe are holding it down on SmackDown. And guess what? SmackDown was nothing in this, I have my match of the night. I have my big moments of the night. But everything else was so bleh. Bleh. We opened it with the thank you Cena. John Cena had his final match. We say thank you. Salute. Yeah, like I said, it was an okay show. We started off with Damian Priest. I'm so sick of this story. Not gonna lie. Like, when they started with Damian Priest, I'm like, all right. But guess what? I know Zelina's gonna come out, which she did. Cutting promos. Here comes Alistair. I'm like, okay. All right. They get in a big old fight. I say the best part about this whole thing to open up the show was that crazy table spot. Alistair came down on Damian's ass like, pow! And that's how we start the show. And I was like, okay. You had the match last week. I think Zelina and Alistair should have won last week. I think that very much, because we're building them, and then I just feel like last week it was kind of like, okay, Damian and Rhea won. Okay. So I feel like the momentum between Zelina and Alistair kind of got lost to me. You know? So, but I did say this is not over. There's going to be some stipulation at some certain point between these two. It's not going to be next week. It's going to be the week after. Once we go into the... Okay, so the SmackDown next week is going to be 2 hours. Then the first SmackDown in 2026 will be 3 hours. And I'm just like... Ugh. Raw and SmackDown are so night and day. Like... With this show, you either get something pretty fucking awesome or you get something pretty like eh. And that was tonight. I was trying to keep my attention. Outfits of the night is Byron was with Nia and Lash. They look fabulous. They were in the holiday spirit. I love their outfits. This is why it's the thumbnail of this show. But I'm cheering for outfits because they look fabulous. Then before we get our first match of the night, Damian's backstage, he's holding his head. He's like, ah. Then Alistair Black attacks, and Alistair takes him out again. And I'm like, can we just get to the Kabuki Warriors versus Nia and Lash? Then we finally do. This was fun. It was okay. Nothing too crazy. Nia and Lash got the win. No surprise. But here comes Charlotte and Alexa, because all three of these teams have beef with each other. The beef is on the grill. It's cooking. It's sizzling. I think we got a fatal three-way tag team title match going on here. That's what I think. Do you know what would make that awesome? If it was a TLC match. Think about that. Royal Rumble. January 31st. Triple H, Hunter. I hope you took that note. Because I think that'd be awesome. We get Jackie. Well, I was like, whoa. Everyone's on the show tonight, huh? All right. And Jackie even states, I'm not normally here. But she's with Kiana James. And she's like, Kiana does... I don't know. I really hate this. Get Kiana away from Julia. let Julia go away from TV for a bit. Yes, I understand we got a story. We still need to finish here with Chelsea and that. But I just think Julia is at a point now where it's just stale. Because her match later on is with Alba Fire. I don't care. And I think, I don't know. I just don't care. And yes, I've been listening to my old self making the New World Podcast archives. And yes, I'm getting a little cynical here. But man, Julia needs a restart. And a restart is getting away from Kiana James. You know? I just don't think she helps Julia in any way or any shape or any form. So, yeah. Next up, which I thought was gold, Nick Aldis is with Drew McIntyre at his home because he feels like he's in a unsafe work environment. And he kind of like, Cody kind of rose it because after they go back and forth on negotiating about coming back and, and Drew getting his title match. We don't know when. I'm guessing maybe Royal Rumble, but we shall see. Drew heard Nick's terms. He says, hey, there's going to be a fine. This is this. And Drew's like, nah. What I want is Cody can't touch me at all. If he does, he has to get stripped of the title. I named a stipulation of our match, which I feel might be a Hell in a Cell, which would be insane. But then, as terms get agreed upon, Nick and Drew shake hands. His little, what do they call that camera on the door? I know. Does it start with an O? I don't know. I don't have one. But the camera goes off. It shows Cody outside. Drew gets upset. He's like, you set me up, Nick. Drew's angry. But Cody goes and attacks Drew McIntyre. They're fighting in the house. Police officer goes into the water and this and that. I just love that Cody ends it with Merry Christmas, asshole. I was like, mwah, less cinema. Then we go to Byron, back with Nick about what unfolded. And he's like, yes, we're talking to lawyers and this and that. Cody has to answer to the law, blah, blah, blah. And he's just trying to figure things out. Here comes the Miz. Then here comes R-Truth. Then Miz gets a match with the you-know-who, Mr. I Believe in Joe Pesci. Oh, wait, R-Truth said that. That made me laugh so hard. And then he goes, I touch your English balls or something like that. And Nick's like, whoa, hey, R-Truth, hey. But Miz and Joe Hendry will face each other next week. Yay. Julia versus Alba Fire. Julia won. Okay. Next, Wyatt 6. They have a huge match tonight. I'm so excited. Finally, the MFTs versus the Wyatt 6 in a tag team championship match. Does it deliver? Does it? Does it? We'll get there, folks. Trust me. Cody Rhodes comes out. And Nick Aldis comes out. This is my favorite part of the show. This is my moment of the night. Nick is telling Cody what went down, what was the negotiations, telling him, like, hey, Drew said if you touch him or anything, I have to take the title for you. Cody's like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm QB1, right? I am QB1. And, he's laying into Nick Aldis. I beat Roman Reigns. I beat, he's going on and on and on and on. He's like, bop, 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 bop. This is why Cody Rhodes is my hero. He's going after Nick Aldis, and he's, like, telling him, like, you know what? Whatever. But you're talking about these rules and the law. I am the law. I was like, whoa. I don't work for you. I don't work for them. I work for the people, and you work for me. I was like, whoa. Whew, ha. Whew, ha. Cody, I'm on fire. Take it off. Get this extinguisher. God damn. Damn, Cody. You really had to do that to Nick Aldis? I guess he did. Wow! Then we go backstage. Mello and Ilya Dragunov are going to face DIY tonight. because this tension's been building between all of them. And Fraxian was like, hey, you know, especially Frazier, he's getting a little heated here. And Axiom's trying to keep him at bay. But they all get in a little confrontation. But Melo and Ilya's like, hey, we're going to go take care of business tonight. They wanted this fight. We're going to bring the fight. Which brings us to my match of the night. DIY versus Ilya and Melo. I love that Candice is getting more involved, trying to help DIY to get the win. But, man, this was awesome. This is awesome. Bop, 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 bop. Good stuff here. Ilya and Melo get the win. This is not over by any means. This is not over. Nah. There's going to be another match here. Maybe between Ilya and Melo, or Ilya and Gargano, or Ilya or the Jackass. You know, who is Ilya going to face next? But next week he has an open challenge, and we don't know who it is. So, who? Then we go to Jackie with Charlotte and Alexa. Then Jade comes in and interrupts because she's that bitch. And a little tease with Alexa and Jade. I'm like, okay, I like that. We already teased you and Charlotte. I like that. Then Michin comes in and just beats her with the kendo stick. And, yeah, Jade is like, get away from me. So, we still have that feud. At some point, they're going to face each other. At some point. Solo, he's ready. He has his MFTs. He's like, you know what? I got the whole world in my hand. Building that heat. I think Solo is getting there. I really do. I think Solo is getting where he needs to get, man. Because I feel like he's improved so much. On the mic. Just his presence. In ring still needs a little bit of work, but I think Solo is slowly just developing this like mob boss character that he's building, man. You know, he reminds me of Ma Dong-suk. That, you know, if you don't know that actor, you should look him up. Like, he just has that presence. And with the MFTs looking badass with the war paint and everything like that, then going into this tag team championship match of the night, the MFTs versus Wyatt 6. Let's go, Dan! Right? No. It was okay. Once again, I was let down by the SmackDown main event. Rhea, Damian versus Aleister Black, and Zelina. Blah. Blue. Whatever. This one ended in a DQ. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then a big old fight. Executive producer, Shawn Michaels, Paul Levesque. And I was like, oh. I looked at my wife. She's like, because she was reading the entire time and had her headphones on because she likes listening to background music, which I respect. And she's like, so? I was like, the best stuff was Cody and Drew. And that was like mid-show. Match of the night's DIY and Ilya Melo. I almost said Milo. But that was about it. Everything else was very okay. I think everything in the middle that I'm looking at my notes. With the Nick and Drew at his home. Merry Christmas, asshole. Skip that match and then go to Cody with Nick Aldis. I am the law. And you work for me. Awesome shit. DIY. Everything else was bland. Except Lash and Nia's outfits. Slay. Awesome. Amazing. God. I give 2 out of 5. And that 2 is for Drew and Cody. That's, yeah. That's a low bar. Oh well. Just got to be honest. But that was SmackDown, December 19, 2025. Wade Joe on commentary in Hershey, PA. And that's it. That's all. Match of the night, DIY versus Ilya and Melo. Moments of the night, Cody and Drew. All of it. Cook with that. God, I really wish that main event was better. I hate DQ finishes. I really do. All right, y'all. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. And are you excited? The Royal Rumble's right around the corner. Still don't know how I feel about that, but we shall see, right? All right. Share with your grandma, share with your grandpa, share with the bum down at Walmart. I am Kane Beauty Sexy Ninja, and remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Like last Friday night SmackDown, when Zelina and Alistair got their asses dropped by the Terror Twins.